Namaskaram, ladies and gentlemen. Let's continue one more important topic on the profit leadership, which is bothering most of the business leaders, is the working capital. So, ever since the manufacturing companies have come into existence, there has been a big challenge for them to maintain their profitability. We have discussed in the previous sessions that there are several drivers for profitability. And one of the most important driver is the inventory the company is holding. So the return on investment of any company largely depends on how efficiently it manages its own resources. So when you say resources, there are certain capital investments the company has made. It has got to purchase material and then store them in the form of a raw material, and in manufacturing they need to hold a certain working process, and then as far as the finished goods is concerned, obviously it gets accumulated over a period of time. So one of the major concerns of the industry, irrespective of whatever may be their business model is, they end up in holding huge amount of inventory which is consuming their working capital. When you take the financial management in a very simplistic way, the organization invests money on plant and machinery, and then it invests on land and building and so on and so forth. And then the next important thing, when everything is fully commissioned, the company needs a certain amount of working capital to buy the raw material and start manufacturing. So most of the time the raw materials as well as the working process as well as the finished goods forms their inventory basically. When you say inventory, it is nothing but the non-saleable material lying in the organization. So the quantity of material that is held in the company to large extent depends on many factors which we will discuss later. But the most important aspect is, ever since Ford Motor Company was institutionalized in 1906, the inventory has become one of the major concerns of the business leaders for a variety of reasons. So there were so many thought leadership that has been coming over a period of time in order to see how we can optimize the inventory. Even the concept of just-in-time brought by Toyota Production System was aiming at how can we have a zero inventory in our organization. So in the subsequent sessions, we will see how various thought leadership came in the business management side, which was giving some directions how the inventory can be optimized. But it remains as one of the major concern area because the recent research shows that a typical American company about 45-50 years ago was making about a return on investment of about 4.9%, and over a period of time it was steadily declining, and in the recent years the return on investment has become much lower than 1%. So when the return on investments is dropping, it becomes less and less attractive for the businessman and the shareholders to continue in that organization. Of course, there are several factors which are influencing the return on investment. One of the major is the organizational ability to manage its own working capital. So vast majority of the companies have become sick for a very simple reason that they were not able to manage their own inventories. So at good times when the company was making a lot of profit, it was not very much concerned about the inventory it was holding. But now the business scenarios are changing, and there are many challenges for the organization to maintain its own cost. It is becoming very imperative that it has to manage working capital very efficiently. So in the recent past, one of the very organized systematic solution come on board, which has been proved to be very effective, is called demand driven MRP system. MRP stands for material requirement planning. So demand driven material requirement planning is one of the solutions that has come into existence, which has got a very scientific base way of approaching the inventory management. So the subject of DDMRP is going to be of interest to us, which I will continue to give you various nuggets to understand how this can be applied in the industry, whether it is manufacturing or whether it is trading or whether it is service. The concept of DDMRP is equally applicable. So look forward to share with you more and more details on demand driven MRP as we go along. Thank you very much for your time and look forward to see you in many more sessions on the subject of DDMRP. Thank you very much. Take care.